And then I have to start the recording. Record to cloud. Okay.
Recording in progress.
All right, very good. So thank you all for being here today. As I said before, my name is Melissa Abbott, and I've been practicing Tantric yoga meditation for about 30 years. And I first became in contact with it with some teachers at the Siddha Yoga Meditation Ashram in upstate New York. I actually met Harish there when he was a teenager. And I actually knew then, the minute I saw him, he was in front of me and he turned around. And the minute I saw him, I knew that he was a great one. And so we are very lucky to have him as our teacher. And so just let's start with our non-dual invocation. Oh, I have someone else coming in. And I put it in the chat room. Hello, Daya. We're just about to begin. Oh, here's SB coming in. Maybe wait one more minute to see if anyone else comes in. Hello, Daya. Welcome, welcome. I am Melissa.
Maybe it's really good to wait a second.
Say that again, Hi-Ho?
Maybe it's really useful to wait for two minutes or something.
I think you're right. So wait a couple of minutes. I'll talk more. Yes, because here comes Martin Jeffs. Oh, wow. What a group. What a great group. So I managed to make the first one of these. And it was great. And they're just such an adorable couple. I guess they're driving today somewhere in Europe. And they're not able to do the meditation. So they asked me to do it. And as I said before, we'll be doing the 3 Bindu. So let's just start with the non-dual invocation. And I'm going to sing it. I don't have a voice like Aaliyah. But, and if you want to follow along, I put it in the chat. So, Atma Tvam Girija Mati Sahachara Prana Sariram Guram Puja Te Vishvayo Prabodh Rachana Nidra Samastiti Shankara Pradayo Pradakshina Vidi Stotrani Sarva Giro Yat Karma Karomi Tatta Dakilam Tambo Shambho Tavaranam. Satgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. That goddess of speech, Vani, is as intoxicating as the sound of millions of drums. She vibrates like millions of swarms of bees. She is the controller of Prana and the queen of my life. Her perfect face is comparable only to the blooming of a lotus rooted in the ocean of nectar. Her face is like the deep blue produced by a multitude of clouds appearing in the monsoon season. She is the support of all. May that mother who resides in the subtle channel, in the Sushumna Nadi, the Mudya, that is so revered by yogis, protect me thoroughly. All right, so let's just get nice and comfortable and we'll get right into our meditation. So we'll work first on settling the prana Shakti in your body. So if you're sitting in a chair, which many of you are, make sure both feet are on the floor. And you like your feet just below your knees is a great idea. And you want to just be grounded, that's all. If you're sitting cross-legged on the floor, make sure to place a meditation cushion or a folded blanket underneath your hip creases so they're elevated higher than your knees. That'll make you more comfortable. And you can wrap a natural fiber shawl around you if you are so guided. Now, this not only keeps you warm, it also keeps the prana Shakti, the life force energy, the energy of your meditation contains the meditation of your practice. If it's hot, you can wear cotton or a silk shawl. Very nice to put on a shawl. So let's just get comfortable, letting the muscles of your body start to relax. Let the prana fully relax into the body. Let the prana settle into the back of the body, just as much as the front. Settling within, everywhere. No need to think too hard about it. Just be intuitive using your pratibha. Let your life force energy settle into your body fully, simply feeling the whole body as a pure sensation. Feeling all the aliveness of the cells of the body. Perhaps you feel the aliveness as a subtle form of vibration, as if you are vibrating in space. The various channels and nerves, a form of vibrating space. Bones as vibrating space. Connective tissues as vibrating space. Everything as quietly, gently vibrating space. Your muscles, your fascia, your internal organs, all vibrating space. The subtle inner dance of vibration is what we call life. If you have any thoughts or feelings, there's no need to interpret those thoughts or feelings. Just quietly let the vibration happen and then subside, letting the prana relax into the back of your body, quietly holding space for yourself, trusting your meditation process. Feel the aliveness and any other vibration that arises as an expression of your being. No effort, no technique, just being with the vibration of your aliveness. Gently stay with the body, the feeling in the body, quietly vibrating aliveness in what we call the body. Then you might notice the body is held by consciousness, tenderly held by consciousness. Every molecule inside and out, alive, vibrating, awake. Whatever you are experiencing right now, just surrender into it. Just surrender into being with it. If you think it's not the kind of experience you want to be having on the deeper level, is there any problem with what you appear to be? You know, awareness has no problem with whatever you are experiencing now. Surrender into the experience of now. Now, we will be activating and attuning the three primary Bindus, or centers of essence nature. Elementally, there is only one Bindu, one universal consciousness. Like light shining through a prism, it makes three Bindus: the lower belly, the heart, and the head. There is an intrinsic truth that one Bindu can refract into three: head, heart, and gut. Bring your attention to the subtle center below the navel, in the low belly, between the sacrum and the skin of the low belly. Imagine or feel a tiny ball of ruby red light. This is the essence Bindu of embodiment. Let's attune to its exact color. Imagine you are inside a red silk tent on a sunny day. That color red. In your low belly, warm, rich, red. A tiny pulsing sphere of red light in the low belly. The wisdom of the gut, the essence of embodiment. A tiny pulsing sphere of red light in the low belly. The vibration of dancing Ganesh. The balance of weightlessness and lightness. Full richness of embodiment. Allow the red light of the Bindu to start to expand and intensify. As you breathe in, it expands. And maybe when you breathe out, it might slightly contract. Breathing in, receive radiant, warm, red light. If it feels like it helps, you can pulse the Mula Bandha, tightening your lower abdominals and pelvic floor muscles, becoming absorbed in the warmth of aliveness of the low belly. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel the red Bindu expanding. Receive the mantras as a blessing energy. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. The red light of the Bindu in the lower belly gets bigger and bigger till it's bigger than you. Shining, ruby, red light. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Bask in the beautiful red light, inhaling and exhaling. Feel the vitality and the energy of the red Bindu in the gut. And you may start to notice it shrinking back down to a small sphere in the low belly, still retaining its enlivened nature. Om Shreem Shub Shri Ganesha Namaha. Om Shri Shub Shri Ganesha Namaha. Om Shri Shub Shri Ganesha Namaha. The whole interior of your body is an open space with the small red light in your belly glowing. Simple, quiet, open space. Feel the subtle shining of a single shaft of light from the pelvic floor to the crown of your head. The subtle shining single shaft of light from the pelvic floor to the crown of the head. As you observe this, breathe into the heart region. Feel the center point of the Bindu at a deeper level than the heart chakra, the essence point or Bindu of the heart. A tiny point of sparkling blue light, brilliant, iridescent, cobalt blue with tiny hints of light, traceries, beams of iridescent blue light. The center, the Bindu of the energy body. It remains when the physical body drops, the essential energy body, the source of your thoughts, your emotions, your senses, all the energy in your system. That tiny point of blue sparkling light, brilliant light, deep in your heart chakra. Feeling the exquisite blue light start to expand, north, south, east, and west. Watch it grow. Inhale, expands. Exhale, maybe slightly contracts. That iridescent blue light expanding. And as you feel that expansion in your heart area, very deep, deep in your heart area, hear the Devi mantra. Om Hrim Shrim Mahadeva Namaha. Om Hrim Shrim Mahadeva Namaha. Om Hrim Shrim Mahadeva Namaha. The vibe, the vibration of the Devi, the Mahadevi. Invite the blue light. Invite her to take a seat in the blue light Bindu, in deep into your heart. That blue Bindu that is now expanded. Invite the Devi in to sit in the blue Bindu in your heart. Whether you relate to the goddess or not, simply invite the Divine Mother to take her seat in your heart. It's an infinite, compassionate presence, the essence of the heart Bindu. You can invite in White Tara or Mahadevi, Parashakti, the Divine Mother. Know that there is a force within you that will heal. This force refreshes your intention to be compassionate with yourself. Abandon what you think is yourself. Embrace the radiant light of the true self. The Bindu continues to get larger and larger, an iridescent, radiant, deep blue light, embodying the blessed blue light, the goddess that embodies you. Om Hrim Shrim Mahadevi Namaha. Om Hrim Shrim Mahadevi Namaha. Om Hrim Shrim Mahadevi Namaha. The goddess, the blue light surrounds you, penetrating and permeating, saturating you in loving compassion, in life force energy, in health, wisdom, and longevity. Feel the infinite, radiant compassion of the goddess as the blue Bindu starts to shrink down. Inhaling and exhaling, the blue Bindu starts to shrink back down. Om Hrim Shrim Mahadevi Namaha. Om Hrim Shrim Mahadevi Namaha. Om Hrim Shrim Mahadevi Namaha. As it shrinks down, it becomes a tiny, pulsing sphere deep in your heart chakra. Om Hrim Shrim Mahadevi Namaha, the blessed energy of Mahadevi. Bask in her presence, her awareness within, in that concentrated form the tiny pulsing sphere. Now, become aware once again of the pure, open space inside your skin. Just complete openness. Again, see that very subtlest of subtle shaft of white light. Observe the red light bindu in your gut at the base, and see the blue light in the heart. Rise up the pure white shaft of light to the pure white light bindu in the center of your head. Brilliant sunlight on freshly fallen snow. That is how white the white light bindu is in the center of your head. The radiant bindu. It's as if you are high, high in the mountains on a sunny day, clear and crisp. Invoke this bindu, formless Shiva. The potential to become anything while remaining in the now. Yet now, the white light bindu becomes more and more dominant, sending out light in all directions from the center of your head, north, south, east, and west. It may form a halo of light as it expands around your head. Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. Saturated in white light, it expands. Bathe in that saturation. Your head is penetrated and permeated by the pure white bindu as it expands. Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. The white light, that beautiful, radiant, exquisite, whiter than white light, the bindu in your head starts to condense down to a sphere in the center of your head, retaining all the energy of its activation. Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya Namaha. Feel that you have 3 incredibly radiant, subtle bindus within you, all along that filament of white light rising up through your central channel, from the pelvic floor to the crown of your head. From the white light bindu in the head, you sink down to the awareness energy in your heart, the blue bindu. From there, become again aware of the red Bindu, the embodiment Bindu in your lower belly, fully relaxing. The Bindus are enlivened, activated, and residing there in your subtle body. Become very quiet, quieter than quiet. Embracing fully this inner constellation, the refraction of the one Bindu into the three Bindus. The Bindus never move, but they can expand and contract, consecrating and blessing you with the embodiment red energy in the gut, energy and life force, the blue in your heart chakra, and the awareness, consciousness, white light in your head. Inhaling and exhaling. Very slowly and easily and gently, we will start to come back from the meditation on the three Bindus. Become aware of any distant sounds, any sounds or smells or vibrations in the room, maybe a fan or a heater. Become aware of your seat, your clothing, the feel of your breath going in and out of your nose. When you are ready, very easily and gently, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And very, very slowly, you can come back into the room. Breathe in deep and breathe out long. I practice out of the love for myself, and I have the desire to know the truth for the benefit of all beings. Please, everybody, bring your hands together and you can rub your hands. Activate the prana in your hands. Then give yourself a nice little clap and then give yourself a nice little prana bath over your head, your torso, your arms, your legs, your feet, your hands, your face, the back of your head. And so that ends our three Bindu meditation, the refractions of the one essence nature, everywhere and anywhere. So, I'd like to invite anyone who'd like to share any experiences. It is my pleasure and privilege to lead you through the three Bindu meditation. If you have any questions, concerns, ideas, experiences, please feel free to unmute yourself or raise your hand or anything to talk about it right now.
Just wanted to say thank you, Melissa. It was exquisite. And
Thank-
I really enjoyed it. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, Grazia. You came in a little late, so I didn't get to welcome you.
Yeah, sorry I was late. But
That's
thank you.
okay.
It was really beautiful.
You got here. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful practice. I've practiced it a lot, and it really, truly is beautiful. And it also gives you a great deal of vitality in your life. And I know it's said that it's a good thing to do once a week for every year of your life. So if you're like me, 68 years old, I have to do it for 68 weeks. I think I did it for about a year, and then I just sporadically do it now. And I have taught it to my yoga students, and people love it. Any other experiences or questions or concerns?
I'll just say thank you so much. I know that I'm sitting with an excellent teacher when the energy moves before to the exact location you're about to say. So it moved there before. I know you're tapped in really well, and I'm doing pretty good too when it moves to the location that I didn't even know you were going to say. So thank you.
Thank you. Have you ever done the 3 Bindu?
I have. I love it. Yes, I do. And I have the honor to teach it every so often too.
Oh, good. You could have done today.
Yeah, well, I think you did a good job. So thank you so much, Melissa.
Thank you, Michelle. So great to meet you in person or Zooming.
It was nice to meet you too.
Because I see you on line on Facebook now, Tantric Yoga Now.
Yeah.
But I've never actually seen your animated self.
It's a delight. The same to you.
Thank you. So I'm happy to give everyone an opportunity to share. I love consensus. I love it when we're all in a circle and sharing together and just expressing our love for our practice and having the support. Just knowing that there's support out there and other people are doing the practices. So feel free to say anything.
Hi, Melissa.
Hello, Didier. Just like in Shantaram.
What do you mean?
Have you read the book Shantaram?
No.
There's a character in the book. It's set in India, and his name is Didier Maj, just like your name.
Okay.
And I wondered, is that Didier?
I'm a doppelganger.
A doppelganger. Go ahead. Don't let me stop you.
It's just the second time that I do this practice, and I really like your guidance. You have a very deep, warm voice, and give a lot of comfort and guidance too. I'm not so used about the practice because I'm really a perfectionist, and the mind is in all the time. So I have to get used to give myself over to beyond the words. So
right. And that's the challenge of meditation, is merging all the senses. The senses all merge in that heart bindu. So your taste, your hearing, your sight, all that stuff merges. And when you start feeling into the vibration of it there, and that's when your awareness starts to go boom, that expansion. So we all kick and fight and scream all our way into that place. There's no doubt about it.
And did it take a long time that you felt it all the way?
I've been around a long time. I'm on the spectrum of awakening, so it's been a long time. And I first got Shakti Diksha in 1987. And so for me, it's just a big adventure.
Yeah.
But it's like anything, you go in and out of things, and then I remember, I did that 5 years ago or whatever. So there's all different things that present themselves, but it's all a spectrum. I mean, most people don't just become awakened like that. No. It's you, and that's what sadhana is. That's what being in the body is spending that time in your own evolution. And eventually you get you're just digging it. You just love it. That's what life is. So there's no end point.
No beginning and no end.
No beginning, no end. It's the circle.
Yeah, I was drowning in a lot of practices, and I didn't know where to start, because it's like a vast ocean of practices.
Right.
And do you really have to feel it, your intuition, your prabhava, which practices are guiding you to a deeper state?
Right, that's the challenge. And luckily, in the late 1980s, I started doing the Soham Mantra, which is the sound of your breath that gets made 26,000 times a day. It could be either Ham Sa or Soham, inhale and exhale. And it's in verse 23, 24, something like that, in the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. And that is actually a very good practice for if you don't know what to do that one, because so many siddhas, saints, enlightened beings became enlightened doing that practice. So you have the Chaitanya Shakti, the enlivened Shakti behind you. So I always recommend that to people who say they don't know what to do. And then, of course, the mantra, Om Namah Shivaya. You cannot go wrong with that one. You cannot.
But you have all those different things like visualization and
I've been doing, yeah.
it's just to that the mind is not drifting off. That
Well, I mean, at some point you get that you are not your mind.
Yeah.
And that your thinking and your emotions has nothing to do with it. And so you have to find a practice where your consciousness starts to expand.
Yeah.
And so in the Soham mantra, you breathe in to the heart and you hold your breath a little bit. And the breath and the mind are connected. That's the thing. So when you hold the breath, it gives consciousness a chance to expand. And that's what they call kumbhaka. And so kumbhaka has always been like one of the things that yogis have done. And so, you know, you don't want to be holding your breath for like 10 minutes or anything like that, but you just a beat or two, and it starts to expand. And then you come out. And so, you know, there's a whole practice to it. I can't teach it to you right now, but someday maybe they'll let me teach it on here for you. I've practiced it since 1987. It's a go-to practice. And I love learning new practices, but not everything is for me. You know, I just did the retreat with, and I just loved, did you do the retreat? I think I saw you there. The Abhinavagupta one?
No.
Oh, well, Abhinavagupta has all these great practices, and it might be confusing. Now, there were a couple of them I'm never going to do them. They just weren't for me. But there was one called the fire wheel, and there was another Kali one, which was this black hole one. They just came out and grabbed me. So when it grabs you, you know. And then when you start to feel your consciousness expand. So even here in this 3 Bindu meditation, you feel the consciousness of the Bindu expand. Ignore your thinking mind. Just feel that awareness. Get into that awareness.
I have some experiences because I sung the Gayatri mantra on my singing bowl for 1 year every night before going to sleep, and I experienced it that the singing was coming through me and it was not me singing. So the same when I chant with my studio box, I'm drifting on the notes.
Go with that.
Yeah.
There's your practice right there. When you see lit up, enlightened neon sign mantras, and then there's a vibration with it, that's God. That's consciousness. That's the deity. It's in the sound form. Go with that. That's your baby right there. I wouldn't even complain. You got it going.
Can you explain something more about the colors, the blue in the heart?
Yes.
Why is it blue?
That blue, I'll tell you a story if you want. So one of my gurus was this man named Baba Muktananda. And he came to the United States in the 1970s. And he was an Indian man, and he was very, very dark. He was almost black. And so he went...
I reached out that also the Shakti path of Muktananda.
Yeah. So anyway, he's my guru too. And so he went to New York City. And some people there took him to Harlem to a church in Harlem where it's, where the black people live. And so he went to the black church. Now, this was in the early 70s, and there was even a Time magazine cover that was emblazoned, is God a woman or a man? Is God white or black? This was like this big question, like in the early 70s. So he gets out to Harlem, he's in the church, and somebody stands up and says to him, is God white or black? And he says, God is blue. So in meditation, that point, that Bindu, that point of essence, that is your essence nature. The color of that is blue. And oftentimes people will see spots of blue light or pearls or flashes of blue light. And that it's not anything bad. It's just that you're connecting to consciousness there. So you want to look for the blue.
I always wear blue shirts and
well, that's a good thing.
thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else can add anything to that?
Yeah, I really loved how you very beautifully and sweetly invoked the goddess in the heart, gently with the people who would not relate to that very well. I need to learn. I'm very enthusiastic with her, and I need to and let that be. So whoever want to have her and for your heart, fine. And if not, then not. But the way how you did it was very sweet. And,
well, this is the thing, Hi-Ho, is that she can appear in different forms. She can come as like Tara, the Buddhist goddess. She can show up as Shakti. She can show up as, she can show up as the Divine Mother, Mary. She can show up anyway.
Sure.
So it's not wrong if you see like Mother Mary coming to you.
No, nothing is wrong there.
Nothing is wrong. Right.
There's a beautiful Nina Hagen song when she was in love with Kali. She had that song, Return of the Mother, and then she referred in that song also to Mary. So I'm used to
right. Right, and the tantric goddesses hide in the like regular goddesses. Like Lakshmi and Saraswati, sometimes the tantric goddesses are within them. So you might see, your favorite goddess might be Durga for, several years. And then then all of a sudden Kali comes out. Well, Kali's like the inner, Durga goddess.
Sure. And then in the last retreat, last 2 weeks ago, there was then replaced by a Paradevi, which was really amazing process. So she was then the constructive part, really building up something. So yeah.
Well, Paradevi is coming out. She shows herself.
Yeah.
One of my Lakshmi statues turned into Paradevi. Yeah, just happened. I was like shocked.
It's a beautiful love game.
So just know that the goddess, the Devi, she can show up as anyone.
Sure.
Anything else?
That was you.
Anything else?
Yeah, thanks for that. It's one I do regularly, but I don't know whether I'm being lazy, but I always just use the recording from Harish to do it rather than doing it myself because he's got such a lovely way of chanting it all. I'm never sure whether I'm just being a bit lazy on that.
Well, I'm pretty much trying to do it just like Harish.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it came off like him or not.
I think he probably changes it over the years, but the latest version is he's chanting it in a very lovely, resonant way. And
right.
So yeah, I don't know whether I should be learning the chants myself and just doing it all internally, or whether just putting on the MP3, putting it on the sound, and going along is a bit of a lazy way. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think it's bad at all. It's not it's like giving yourself a little label, being lazy. What you are is you're tuning into the vibration of those mantras. Those
Yeah.
mantras are the deity. He can express those mantras really beautifully because of his education and learning the exact way to say them and all of that. And he knows so much that tuning into it and hearing it over and over and over again is nothing but good. Eventually, you aren't doing it. It will start doing you.
Yep.
It's already doing you, Martin.
Yeah. on an almost completely different topic, after almost a year today, I went to my solicitor's office and got the final document for my house. And I was walking along the street with it, feeling very pleased with myself when Harish pulled up in his little smart car. So I waved it at him as well.
Do you live near him?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're in Portugal?
Yeah. I'm in
Oh,
Portugal.
wow, how wonderful.
So, yeah, he just happened to turn up in his little car.
Hello. It was a visitation.
Yeah, and I once run into him in the supermarket as well, and I kind of want to say to him in a very humorous way, you must be very shocked that the supermarket people don't speak Sanskrit,
Well, it's like seeing the teacher out of school.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Like, what's he doing in a supermarket?
Well, that's the thing. I'm a yoga teacher, and sometimes my students will see me in the supermarket, and they always have like a funny thing about it. I'm like, we're all just people. We're just human beings. Everyone's just a human being. Even if you are carrying Shakti, we all are carrying Shakti. We're all human beings. We're all just regular people. Never forget that. And now, congratulations on getting the papers. Do you own your house outright now?
Yeah. It's 11 months. Taken 11 months to get to that stage.
Well,
that's the final bit after 11 months.
Well, congratulations on that one. That's a big piece of work. And so hopefully you can grow that energy. That recording is going in your house. And that recording...
My house is called Purnam, which means it's got a whole, complete...
Oh, I know what Purna means.
And it's at the end of a track going down to the river, so it's a perfect place for meditation and retreat.
Oh, wow.
And it's about 20 minutes drive from the center, from Tantra Institute. So if any of you guys are ever coming out here, I've got 4 bedrooms, space to stay.
Oh, I want to come. Really? Seriously? Yeah.
Well, that's what I made it for. I made it for my home, but also a place for people to come and who want to do practice.
Yeah, I would definitely practice there.
Tantra Institute because they need the money.
Right, but I don't like to stay in the ashram. I always like to stay outside the ashram and just visit the ashram. It just gives you more options. But anyway, Martin, that's beautiful, and thank you for talking. Anyone else have anything they'd like to say or contribute?
Lisa.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, no, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm so happy to meet you in this way because I see you all the time on the Zoom calls.
Right.
Yeah. And Facebook comments are also very useful, and you are a great resource for this community. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Maya. And I heard Harish say how well you're doing in your Sanskrit lessons.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that. I don't have the patience to take the Sanskrit lessons. So that's so great. I see you on all the calls too. So very nice to meet you. Anything else, Maya?
I liked your bringing attention to the point of singularity before it becomes 3 Bindus, like the just one point of singularity. And I remember Harish talked about that ultimate Bindu It was
Right.
called something like Untitled Bindu, maybe.
I don't know the name.
But I wonder if it's something that we can practice, like bring awareness to that ultimate Bindu or not. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, and I think that's a common that was a common practice for the ancient original yogis in India, is that they always wanted to preserve their bindu. They didn't want to lose their bindu, and they had a lot of superstitions about losing their bindu, and that's why they became celibate, and they didn't live in houses, and they did all kinds of crazy practices to keep their bindu happening. So, I don't know. That's a good question for Harish, because I know there's a lot of different Bindu practices, and the Bindu is the point of your essence nature. So, how it refracts into your body, and thinking in terms of the vitality and the embodiment and your connection to Shiva and all of that is just, it kind of breaks it down. So there must be just one big Shiva Shakti Bindu out there all around you. You are the Bindu. I don't know. Good question for him.
I started these Bindu practices maybe 1 year ago, so I have a lot to go. Many things to discover, I think.
Right, exactly. I don't think you ever get sick of it, and that there's new things, and maybe you'll be presented, now that you've asked the question, you'll get all the answers. For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, Juan, did you have something you wanted to add?
Thank you, Melissa, for this. I enjoyed it a lot. And I have a question, but it's more technical. When you ask us if we know the three Bindus meditation, I say yes. But I was thinking about the BBT three Bindus meditation that you get, the three lingams.
Yeah.
All right. I was thinking of that meditation. And then you come up with this meditation, that is the first time that I have done it. Except that I have done in the body energy course from Harish. He got three a Ganesh installation in the red Bindu, the Supreme Goddess in the
Right.
in the blue, and the other. So it was very enjoyable for me to do the meditation that you just give us. But I have this question. So three Bindus have to be with the lingams and also with this meditation that you just give us. Just if you can elaborate on that, I don't know.
Well, I am just a simple practitioner. I'm not any kind of a scholar, and I'm really not that familiar with the three lingams in the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. So I really can't comment on that, and that's a really good question for Harish. So I was given this practice by Harish a few years ago when I did a retreat with him at Omega Institute in upstate New York. And so I'm really only kind of doing what he gave me. And I don't know about the three lingams. I'm sorry.
Well, you just initiate me in this meditation.
Well, that probably did happen. So welcome to the three Bindus.
Right,
and I think you liked it.
Yes, I love it. Yes.
Very good. All right. Anyone else? Mary, Mihai, Leslie. Anyone else have anything?
Yes, I have another question. Once the Bindus are activated, will they deactivate themselves, or can that happen that you have to reactivate them every time?
I think it's like anything else. It's like, well, once you make a puja, is it always a puja? No, it gets dusty. you've got to clean it. You've got to give it fresh flowers. You've got to, nurture it.
You have to give it loving awareness.
Right. And besides, it's not about having to. It's like getting to. It's like a joy. It's a sweetness that you imbibe. It's like a really delicious dinner or, a beautiful walk on the beach. It like nourishes you. So this type of a practice, I think it has a lot of Buddhist connections because the Buddhists do a white Saraswati and white Tara activations that have been around since the time of Buddha. And what they do is they actually invigorate your life. So part of like, as I grew older, part of what I started to try to do was to keep myself invigorated so that I could keep doing my sadhana. I enjoy my sadhana. I plan on doing it till I'm 100. So it's just keeping yourself, keeping the prana Shakti moving in your body, however that is for you.
It's also a Taoist practice, and it has the same purpose.
Right.
It's exactly the same.
Do you do that, Grazia?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you for mentioning. I'm not that familiar with the Taoist practices, but I know they're very, very similar. So you know the Buddhist monks, they walked into India, they walked into China, then they went over to Japan. So a lot of the same little practices, those awareness practices, they come through in different ways. So, Leslie, how about you? Got anything to say? We talked at the beginning.
Well, I'll sing to you all.
All right.
Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. How lovely. And Mihai or Daya, do either, or Mary Byerly, do you have anything to say or contribute to the group?
Just thank you. It was wonderful. Thank you so much for the practice.
Thank you, Daya. Thank you for creating a synergy in our group and for coming.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Melissa. Beautiful practice and yeah.
All right. Now, are you the one who lives in Arizona?
No, I live in Costa Rica.
Oh, you live in Costa Rica. Okay, I have you confused with someone else. And it must be beautiful there right now.
It's pretty much beautiful all the time.
Yeah.
So, I'm very blessed. Yes.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Miha.
It's Mihai.
Mihai.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Romania, Transylvania.
Beautiful.
I live in London, in England. Thank you so much for guiding this. It was very beautiful. Reminds me of my days back at Harish's retreat back in July, where I first learned the practice. Well, I read about it in the book, but it was the first time I did it under guidance, and it was wonderful. So thank you for bringing it to life again.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, Mihai. Sorry, I mispronounced that. And Thank you for coming to us from London. So does anybody else have anything to say? Anything to contribute?
Have to do more retreats, online retreats like this, or Zoom sessions.
Well, you can tell Aaliyah and Georges to invite me again.
Yeah, I will.
I'll become part of the Tara Academy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us end with the non-dual invocation. And I put the non-dual invocation in the chat room. Anyone want to chant along, Leslie? I know in Zoom it doesn't always happen, but I don't care if it's all mixed up. If you want to chant along and give it a try, go right ahead. So I'll count it down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Atma tvam girija mati sahachara prana sariram guram puja te vishvayo prabhogarachana nidra samastiti shankara pradayo bradakshina vidi stotrani sarvagira Yat karma karomi tata dakilam sambo tavaranam Jaya Jaya Karuna Bade Shri Hamadeva Shambho Jaya Jaya Karuna Bade Shri Mahadeva Shambho. One more time. Jaya, Jaya, Karuna Bade, Shri Mahadeva Shambho. My pleasure and privilege. Namaste all.
Namaste.
Till next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Beautiful, everyone.
Many blessings.
Thank you. Many blessings.